WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. It's a battle against time and the elements. The Oktibbeha County Lake Dam remains fragile, and the people who live nearby are worried about what a break could mean to them.
That's right. Today, engineers briefed county supervisors and delivered a plan. WCBI's Bobby Martinez has been at the lake and was there this morning. He joins us in the studio now with the very latest.
That is right. Thursday marked day 3 since the discovery of a mudslide on County Lake Road, following an impromptu inspection. Since then, engineers have been monitoring the dam by the hour in order to determine what can be done to avoid an even bigger situation, flooding to homes. Engineers believe they have a solution.
With the assistance of the Corps engineers, we are requesting that they come in with a series of pumps, and that will help us evacuate the lake, lower the lake level. If we're successful in doing that, depending on rainfall, then we're going to go in the intake structure that is within the lake, and we're going to demolish that down to a level that essentially will dry the lake up, and we won't let the lake come up to a level again that could threaten the dam.
The board voted unanimously in favor of bringing in additional pumps. Once those pumps arrive, County Lake Road would then be closed.
Once the pumping of the water is complete, we will then go down and assess the dam itself, along with cutting the outlet off. And once that's been done, we'll make a determination then whether to reopen the County Lake Dam.
Engineers want everyone to stay away from the area at all times.
Everybody is curious, but we really don't need sightseers. We've got emergency management people, we've got MEMA out there, we've got my people out there, and you know, you can't really turn around on the dam, and these people are focused on looking for the things that they need to be looking at, and we just really don't need the general public out there sightseeing.
Waiting for the Corps to let them know how many pumps are available and how many pumps it would take to help lower the water past the danger level. Eventually, these supervisors say they will have to address possibly the draining of the lake, rebuilding the levee, and the money to pay for that project.
And the good thing right now across our region, we don't have any heavy rain falling. We do have a few blips on radar. We'll come on down and inspect this here. In Winston County near Louisville, there could be a few sprinkles, maybe a light shower. A lot of this is staying aloft, and there have been some showers out here near Winona and Grenada, but really not a lot going on here on our Thursday evening. That's certainly good news. Mostly cloudy skies continue. Temperatures range from the mid-40s here in Corinth down to the mid-50s in the Columbus and Starkville areas here. And it looks like for the rest of this evening we'll gradually cool down through the 50s into the 40s. Overnight low should be down into the lower 40s tonight. And for our day tomorrow, your Friday, another day with mostly cloudy skies, 57 degrees, a tad bit breezy, perhaps an isolated shower. We'll have that weekend forecast coming up.
There will be a nationwide search to find the next Mississippi Department of Corrections leader. Today, Governor Tate Reeves announcing a search group to find the next corrections commissioner. Former lawmaker and current Vicksburg Mayor George Flaggs will lead the group. Current and former law enforcement, a district attorney, and a judge are among those in the search group. Tommy Taylor will serve as interim commissioner of the Department of Corrections. Reeves also instructed the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation to assign an officer to Parchman to bring order and find underlying issues going on at the prison.
A vote to decide whether a Confederate statue will stay on the Ole Miss campus is delayed. Today, the State College Board delayed voting on the request to move Confederate statues on the university campus. Board members want a full report first. If approved, the statue will move from a central spot on campus to a Confederate cemetery, which is also still on campus. In December, the state's Department of Archives and History voted to move the statue.
The state of Alabama is pumping $7 million into road and bridge improvements. Governor Kay Ivey announcing today that Millport will get $250,000 of the grant. The town will pitch in more than $84,000 to help resurface portions of 9 streets. Ivey says the annual grant program was created under the Rebuild Alabama Act. The legislation requires the State Department of Transportation to set aside $10 million of gas tax revenue for local road and bridge projects. The remaining $3 million will be awarded later this year.
It's not summertime yet, obviously, but there's a growing number of bugs in the state. litter bugs.
That's
that
right.
is.
Our Stephanie Poole joins us in the studio with more on what the Mississippi Department of Transportation is doing to tidy up our state roads.
Yes, Mississippi has a growing problem with trash on the highways, and it's becoming such a problem, MDOT is calling on the public to help. Plastic cups, glass bottles, and all sorts of disgusting debris are scattered along the roads in North Mississippi, but it won't be tolerated. Jace Ponder is the Public Information Officer for the Mississippi Department of Transportation. He says the agency is actively working to keep the state's highways litter-free.
Whenever people are going down the road with an unsecured load, if a mattress or furniture falls out of the back of a truck, that becomes a road hazard. Our crews do clean the right-of-way on a maintenance cycle, but with so many miles of highway throughout the districts, we can't be in every highway at every moment. So as we're cleaning the roadways and as we're mowing grass, we'll typically go in front and pick up the litter. In 2019, workers picked up 5,000 cubic yards of trash from the roadways. That's almost 100,000 gallons. The Mississippi Department of Transportation is responsible for clearing the roadways and the right-of-ways of debris. And it is a big problem in Mississippi. It costs taxpayers about $3 million a year to remove that debris. But more than the money, it costs about 31,000 man-hours of laborers going out to clear that debris. It's not just loose trash flying from trucks littering the roadways. People are tossing it out of their windows. Highway Patrol Sergeant Derek Beckham says, if you're caught, it will cost you.
Here in Lowndes County, the fine is $435.75. I also went a little further and checked out Tibby Hall, and it's almost $300. Make sure your bags are closed tight and that it's not flying off your vehicle, because even in the case that it does, you can be cited for littering.
In the meantime, MDOT is asking for help from the public. Cities can also help out. They can adopt interchanges along interstates, and they can help clean it on their own cycle to make sure that they're not waiting on MDOT to come and clean it. The highways and the interstates of Mississippi a lot of times are the welcome mat for tourists and travelers coming to our state. So we want to keep it clean so that people want to come to Mississippi and spend their money here. You can visit the Mississippi Department of Transportation's website and you can see how you can help clean the roadways.
All right, Stephanie, thanks so much for that report. In other news, an unloaded gun is found at a Tupelo elementary school. A spokesman with the Tupelo Public School District says the unloaded gun was found in a Lawndale elementary student's possession today. Tupelo police and school administration confiscated the gun. TPSD says at no point was anyone at the school in danger.
Alert deputies nab a man on drug and theft charges. Webster County investigators say they spotted Robert Oswalt's vehicle near a closed business. Deputies noticed an air compressor at the undisclosed business had been tampered with. After searching Oswalt's vehicle, deputies arrested him for possession of meth. He's charged with felony possession of meth and breaking into a machine or coin-operated device. Bond has not been set. Also in Webster County, deputies and Mathiston police make 2 drug arrests. Investigators say they were given permission to search a vehicle after pulling it over on Wednesday. That's when drugs and paraphernalia were found. Stephen Casey is charged with possession of paraphernalia, and Kaylee Jennings is charged with felony possession of meth and cocaine.
Lowndes County investigators released more information about a downtown Columbus pursuit. 34-year-old Taekwon Davis is charged with felony fleeing and eluding. 19-year-old Braylon Edenberg is charged with possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. The case started yesterday afternoon on 5th Street South. Investigators say narcotics agents were trying to stop a car driven by Davis. The pursuit ended at 9th Street and 3rd Avenue North. That's where deputies say the 2 ran from the car. Davis and Edenberg were arrested nearby. Agents say this all started out as a narcotics investigation.
Lowndes County investigators are asking for your help finding a wanted man. Deputies want to question 18-year-old Austin Hines for his possible involvement in at least 2 felony stolen property cases. Investigators have been searching for Hines. Now they hope someone will come forward with information to Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A reward is possible for any information leading to his arrest and conviction.
Coming up, a group in Tupelo working to train the next generation of leaders.
And we'll tell you how they're doing that when we come back.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Developing dynamic leaders in the community. That was the focus of an intensive one-day conference in Tupelo. More than 700 people attended the annual Ignite Leadership Conference. This event is sponsored by the Community Development Foundation, and it featured leadership experts. Organizers and speakers say this one-day event is for employers, employees, or just anyone who wants to achieve more and make a positive impact on their local community.
This is all about learning traits and ways to go about becoming a better person, becoming a better business, ideas, concepts, putting that all together, because this is, we're investing at CDF and through the Ignite campaign in our community.
And just being a part of it and meeting everybody and everybody being so kind and respectful, and then also having the ability to get to listen to these amazing speakers. And I've actually been able to spend some time with them yesterday and today, so I'm more excited about listening to them, actually.
This is the third year for the Ignite Leadership Conference.
Looks like Mississippi's U.S. history test has a future after all. The Mississippi State Board of Education voted unanimously today to keep the U.S. history end of course assessment. After conducting an opinion poll among teachers, the Commission on School Accreditation and the Mississippi Student Testing Task Force had requested that the board eliminate the test. Board members were concerned that the removal of the test might lessen the importance of history in schools. The U.S. history test is one of 4 required end-of-course tests for high schoolers. The other 3, Algebra 1, Biology, and English 2, are all required by federal law.
We have a rainbow of color across the United States right now. 70s down right along the Gulf Coast. Minneapolis 3. That's it up there in Minneapolis right now. Cooler weather for us as we get into the end of the week and the next week. We'll talk about it next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Mostly cloudy skies expected for your Friday, but not really too active for us. Some showers possible Saturday, maybe a storm or 2 as well. Much colder as we get into Sunday and next week, but finally a stretch of days where we can dry things out with a lot of sunshine. Now your Saturday, 64 degrees, so a little bit warmer here, showers and thunder showers, but as we get into your Sunday, look at that. Sunny skies, the trade-off, colder temperatures, 47 degrees, much colder starting Sunday. Now with this next frontal boundary, we may squeeze out anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain as the system comes through here Friday night and Saturday. There it is right there. So shower chances will start to go up as we get into Friday night, Saturday morning. The front will sweep on through here. It's going to be breezy Saturday, but we don't envision any strong or severe weather with this front. It's just not going to be unstable enough, and that's certainly good news for us. But the front moves away, and that will usher in some sunshine as we get into Sunday and next week. This is how it looked earlier today at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, Alabama. Overcast conditions. Yes, we've had a few isolated showers and some sprinkles out there. In Louisville, Mississippi, also mostly cloudy skies. Also some little waves in the cloud deck this afternoon. Pretty cool to see. But aside from that, a pretty benign day for us. Temperatures in the 50s, overcast conditions, and we still have a few showers out there. And another little batch up there across the northern Mississippi Delta. And so over the next couple of hours, we still may see a shower or 2 here or a sprinkle, but the air down at the surface, pretty dry compared to the moisture in the clouds, and we don't really expect a lot. But look at this, a big winter storm developing out there across the high plains. We've got freezing rain, sleet, and snow out there in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And look at these winter weather alerts that go all the way from Texas to Canada right now. That area in pink up there, Minneapolis. We showed you that earlier at 5, 6 degrees. Now 4, 3 up there, clear conditions, but they have a winter storm coming their way. For us, no winter weather, so if you're hoping for snow, keep praying. Not in the cards right now, although we are going to cool things down. Here's our hour-by-hour forecast. Lows tonight down into the lower 40s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. We should be in the mid-50s to upper 50s tomorrow with a chance for a spotty shower. Rain chances is 20%. We wake up to a chance for some showers here Saturday morning. Temperatures in the 50s. That frontal boundary we talked about, here it comes. That will march on through here. So some brief downpours, some showers, maybe a clap of thunder or 2, but no strong weather expected. We're going to pulse back up into the 60s before temperatures come back down into the 40s there on Sunday. So here's your AccuWeather 70 forecast. We have a bit of a roller coaster ride here. And our overnight lows, we haven't had these in many weeks, down into the mid to low 20s and even upper teens there. Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. So get ready for it. A shock to the system. I did a little survey around my house today, and my forsythia bushes were starting to bloom. I have other things flowering now, too. That should not be happening in mid-January. Little do they know it's going to get cold again, those poor flowers.
Yeah, they're not going to be blooming for long.
They won't. No, we'll stop that.
All right, thanks, Keith.
Coming up, the Mississippi State Bulldogs return home to the hump, hoping to stay undefeated in the SEC. We'll be live from Starkville with more on tonight's matchup next in sports.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Riding a 7-game winning streak, the 10th-ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs facing its toughest conference week yet. The Bulldogs hosting an LSU squad that has already upset 2 top 25 teams on the road this season. With more on what State needs to do to stay undefeated tonight, WCBI Sports' Tom Eppel joins us live from the Humphrey Coliseum with more. Hey, Tom.
Courtney, the first 53 times Mississippi State and LSU met in women's basketball, LSU won 47 of those matchups. It's been all Bulldogs ever since. 6 straight wins in this rivalry matchup between the Tigers and the Bulldogs. Mississippi State coming off a 13-point win over the Missouri Tigers. But when you're talking about the matchup against LSU for Mississippi State, all eyes will be on forward Ayanna Mitchell, senior forward for the LSU Tigers, averaging 14 and 9. She leads the conference in shooting percentage, as well as 4th in the conference in rebounding, with just about 9 a game. Vic Schaefer actually coached Mitchell when he coached USA basketball this summer. Vic Schaefer has seen him for 3 years, and with his time with USA basketball, knows Mitchell is quite the problem.
I already knew, having to deal with her for the last few years, I already knew what she was capable of, but then to see her up close every day at USA basketball just gives you a further appreciation and respect for that kid, and she's a great kid, and they're doing some really good things. They've had some great wins, and Nikki's got them playing at a high level, so they're really committed to their way they do things, and they do it extremely well.
Mississippi State and LSU tipping off at 7 p.m. here inside the hump. You can see all the highlights and recap coming up at 10 right here on WCBI Sports. And the band is going off, so you know it's almost tip-off time here in Starkville. But for now, reporting here inside Humphrey Coliseum, Tom Eppel for WCBI Sports. Courtney will send it back to you.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, the band is definitely ready inside the hump. It's been 1 week since Mike Leach has taken over as head coach of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Coach Leach checking off the boxes on his to-do list, naming 2 additions to his staff. MSU Athletics announcing that former Washington State coaches Tyson Brown and Dave Emmerich have joined Leach's staff. Brown will serve as the strength and conditioning coach, and Emmerich will be the newest associate AD for football. Emmerich has served on Leach's staff for 15 years. Less than 2 weeks after losing the head coaching job at Mississippi State, sources confirming that Joe Moorhead is set to become the next offensive coordinator at Oregon. Moorhead served as the offensive coordinator at Penn State during the 2016-2017 seasons, leading his offenses to rank 11th nationally in the country. During his time at Mississippi State, Coach Moorhead finishing with a 14-12 overall record, 2 Egg Bowl victories, and 2 postseason appearances. Excellence is being recognized over in Starkville. Yellow Jacket head basketball coach Greg Carter was named as a Boys Basketball Coach of the Year finalist by the National High School Athletic Coaches Association. During his time as a head coach of Starkville, Carter has led the Yellow Jackets to not 1, not 2, but 3 state titles. Carter is one of 8 named as a finalist for the award. The winner will be announced on July 23rd of 2020.
Well, I'm over here happy to hear that.
Yeah, very nice.
And Tyson Carter, his son,
yes,
on the Mississippi State Bulldogs, actually just surpassed him, I believe, on the all-time leading scorers list the other day. So a basketball bred family for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back.
Some clouds tomorrow, some showers Saturday, then the sunshine returns along with some cold air. We're looking at temperatures that may be struggling to 40 Monday and Tuesday, lows in the 20s and teens.
January returns.
Yeah. It's a chilly day. A lot of people have Monday off because of the holidays.
Oh, that's right,
so,
yes. So,
you know.
Nice but cold.
Yeah, there are a lot of, I think, community service projects going on outside, so just bundle up.
Be prepared.
There you go. Thanks for joining us, everyone.